Business loans for bad credit. How to get money for your business. How about trying other options? Are banks and credit unions turning you down? They aren't the only lenders out there. Per the U.S. Department of Revenue, most business loans and credit lines that are available today don't come from big conventional banks. Here are some more options that you can try and that are proven to work. How about 401k financing? You can use an existing 401k or IRA as collateral for business financing. These are IRS-proven strategies with no tax penalties, and you can still earn interest on your 401k and pay low rates, often less than 5%. Close and fund in less than 3 weeks. Get up to 100% of what you can roll over within your 401k. There are no consumer credit score requirements. Even a startup business can get approval. You don't need a tax return or a bank statement review. Get approved for a loan equal to 100% of the value of the 401k. The idea is that you are investing your 401k in your own business. This is instead of buying stocks in other businesses. There are no tax ramifications. What about grants? The government hands out grants for all sorts of reasons. A grant is a lot like a scholarship. This is free money. You will not have to pay it back. The government keeps a searchable database of available grants. Go to grants.gov and search under keywords corresponding to your industry. Be creative with keywords and do some digging, because sometimes grant requirements aren't worded intuitively. Not every industry will qualify, but you won't know unless you check. Act fast to get grants. Many are available only for a few months. You can apply for more than one grant at a time. Fill out the application as thoroughly and as correctly as you can. Don't lose time with an incomplete application. For rural industries, try the USDA. Find them online at usda.gov/topics/farming/grants-and-loans. The USDA doesn't just give grants to ranchers and farmers. They also give grants to energy companies, waste management companies, and housing preservationists and providers. HUD, Housing and Urban Development, is another agency which hands out grants. If your business isn't related to housing or city development, then you won't be approved. Search for HUD grants at the link below. NOFAs, Notices of Funding Availability, include the contact where you send your application. If you apply for more than one HUD grant, it has to be a separate application under the correct NOFA. State or local government might provide grants. Offer a partnership to your state, city, or town. Ask for local government support for your project. Try to appeal to a specific local government need. A grant needs a grant proposal. They operate a lot like business plans. A local address is usually going to be a bonus when applying for a grant. Write a clear and short cover letter. Don't ramble and get to the point quickly. Check delivery requirements, mail or in person, and follow them to the letter. Another possibility is the microloan, which you can't even get from a regular lender. Instead, you get a microloan from a microlender. Try the Association for Enterprise Opportunity to find a local microlender. Find them at microenterpriseworks.org. A microloan is exactly what it sounds like. It is not going to be a lot of money. However, if your business only needs something like $500 to $35,000, then a microloan could work for your business. How about business credit cards? Business credit cards must be paid off promptly, just like personal credit cards. If you apply using your Social Security number, then your personal credit score is at stake, and your business credit card isn't helping you build business credit. But sometimes that's the only kind of business credit card you can get. If your business credit card is reporting to consumer CRAs, then the credit utilization rate matters a lot. If it goes over 30%, ideally more like 25%, then that will adversely affect your personal credit scores. Another option is crowdfunding. This is through a platform like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. This funding gathers money from a lot of people instead of one big investor. If the crowd likes your idea, they may decide to donate money to your project. A good pitch is essential for successful crowdfunding. Crowdfunding platforms take a percentage of donations. Crowdfunding platforms may push you to deliver on your promises, so you'll have to actually do what your business is supposed to be doing. Donors can become weary of crowdfunding pitches. Usually, crowdfunding won't need to be paid back, but read the fine print. Many crowdfunding platforms make you give all of the funding back if you do not make your goal by the campaign's end. But Indiegogo has a flexible funding option. Straightforward businesses might not do too well. Crowdfunding works best when donors personally connect with a product or service. Often this is products not quite on the shelves yet, or artistic endeavors, such as indie films and the like. Run-of-the-mill widgets will not attract brand ambassadors. They probably will not get donors too fired up. Get your donors excited about donating. Evoke emotions in them. The most effective feelings are novelty. Your product or service is new, or your spin on an existing one is new. Scarcity. They can't get it anywhere else, or it's running out. Urgency. They need to donate now. And the cool factor. Your product or service is cool and has cachet. Always be gracious and courteous even if your campaign fails. Your stretch goals should work as a mix of readily attainable and ambitious. Line up your most significant and dependable donors before you even start. Share your campaign on social media multiple times. Perks are a must for a lot of campaigns. Consider how much complexity you think you can handle. 5 levels of perks are a lot, and 3 is already pushing it. Virtual perks are easier to fulfill than physical ones. Giving out perks for donations might be considered sales. This has not been litigated yet. What if you don't have a good enough FICO score to qualify for some of these options? You're not out of luck. Instead, it is time to start building business credit. The first step is easy. One proven method of starting and building credit is the vendor credit tier. This is often credit for items you purchase all the time. However, not every vendor reports trade credit to the credit bureaus, so find out if your vendor does and act accordingly. This is called the vendor credit tier. Vendor credit is often very easy to get. It establishes a relationship with your company and the vendor. It might support a local business. Get your first 5 to 8 credit accounts via vendor credit and get started. Note: starter vendors might not have what you want, so you might need to buy some things you don't need. This gets your payment history going. Consider donating unwanted items to charity and do good while building business credit. Let's consider trade references. Dun & Bradstreet says, suppliers reporting their positive experiences to the credit reporting bureaus are creating what are called trade references. Trade references can often give potential lenders a clearer perspective on your ability to pay back. This is information beyond numbers. It can make it clear if you engage in risky practices, like putting off paying suppliers to pay utilities. It's some of the only subjective information in a credit report. This is because objective data comes from reporting vendors, court dockets, etc. Do you have 5 to 8 trade lines reporting? Then you can move on to the retail credit tier. This is places like Walmart. You're more likely to find what you need. Once you have established decent vendor credit, your business should be able to qualify for the retail credit tier. Do you remember building personal credit? Some of the first places to send you credit offers were probably businesses. The same can work for business credit. Do you already have 10 retail credit lines reporting for that tier? Then you can advance to the next step in building business credit. You can move on to the fleet credit tier. Fleet credit comes from places like Chevron. Fleet credit is a credit card to help a business maintain a set of vehicles. These are usually fuel cards. They can be used to purchase fuel, repairs, and maintenance. You could provide fleet credit cards to all of your business's drivers for their company use. Keep going with trade accounts. Think about all of the vendors you work with regularly and open trade accounts. Try office supplies, cleaning services, caterers, vehicle repairers, and more. You're working toward 10 to 14 or more trade accounts. Utilities may work if they report. Do you have 14 fleet credit lines reporting? Then move on to the cash credit tier. This is from companies such as Visa and MasterCard. It's accepted in a lot more places. Good business credit will help you get loans in the future. Cash credit is a short-term cash loan to a business. The lender provides this type of funding, but only after getting the required security to secure the loan. When security for repayment is given, the business receiving the loan can continuously draw from the bank. This is up to a certain specified amount. Having so many payment experiences and enough time in business, your company might start qualifying for conventional loans, but you might find you just don't need them. Let's recap. Look at your options. Consider funding sources that aren't even loans at all. Unsecured business financing or government grants are an option. Or try crowdfunding or 401k or cash flow financing. Another option is a microloan if you don't need much. Building business credit will help you for years to come. Business credit is a business asset. Every positive payment experience will help you. Contact us today to learn more about business loans for bad credit, how to get money for your business.